My name is Kate. I'm a 23-year-old female living in Australia. This story happened around 2015. I was living in a rundown part of town, not exactly the best place to live in. The little neighborhood I lived in always had homeless people out in the streets, even in rundown houses. It was absurd. Even just to top it off, there was always that high rate of crime in the area. Break-ins and robberies, even police brutalities, you name it all. Some of my kind-hearted neighbors were among the few unlucky ones. One of my female neighbors actually got killed during a home invasion. Truly scary things have always happened around that town. But I truly had faith that I would be okay and nothing would happen, even though my mother warned me multiple times to get out of that part of the city. But I was as stubborn as they come. I decided to stay. I didn't have much choice in the matter considering my housing wasn't the best in my record. But now I wish I just left and stayed at my mother's house for a little while to get back on my feet. Because what happened that night, that one night, completely traumatized me forever. I was alone as usual, doing nothing but watching TV and sitting on my couch in the living room, just waiting for my boyfriend to come home. When I heard a knock at my door, I assumed it was him and went up to it, but stopped in my tracks. You know that feeling when you have this almost premonition? The feeling that you have when you know something isn't quite right. When you begin to realize something that you didn't realize before. The way that my boyfriend knocks on the door is at least 6 times. When he knocks, it goes for 3 times and then stops for a millisecond and then continues 3 times again. I always know that it's him at that door without even needing to look at the people. But this time it was just 3 knocks, not an extra 3 knocks. It put me a little on edge, and the air and the feeling just felt eerie. It didn't feel right to me at the time, so I decided not to open the door and decided to ask, who is it? Stupid, of course, now, but I was curious. A voice, a voice I did not recognize came from one side of the door. It was a male's voice. The voice said that he was a police officer and was responding to a call that he got to this area. Now, I didn't hear a police siren or anything of the matter, so how stupid did this guy think I was? I wasn't going to open the door, not a chance. I told him to go away or was I going to call the real cops? He stopped right there and told me he was sorry, but he just wanted to come in and see me. Come in and see me? What type of cracked out lunatic was this at my door? I told him to go away or else I was going to call the police and my boyfriend would be home any minute now. He began pounding on the door furiously, telling me to open up, you dirty I can't even finish that part. Just foul language is what he used, and threatened to even kick in the door and force his way inside. I was terrified. It began to dawn on me and just how freaking crazy this guy was when he started pounding on the door and saying he was going to come in there and kill me. In that moment, I grabbed the phone, called my boyfriend, and told him to hurry up, that someone was pounding on the doors right to get in. He said he was going as fast as he could. He told me to call the police, and he said he would too. And so I hung up and called the cops. They told me that it would be there in 15 minutes. 15 minutes? I didn't have 15 minutes. The door was starting to cave in. I could see it. I began to start crying as he broke the door down and started coming in. I hid from him under my bed in my bedroom, watching him walk around. See, this is a one-story house, so there's not many places to hide. My bedroom is directly into the living room. My heart nearly leaped out of my chest when I saw him stop at the entrance of my bedroom and started calling my name. Kate. Kate. Are you in here? I didn't give this creep my name, so how did he know it? It was starting to really freak me out, and I had to hold in whimper sounds so I didn't give away my position to him. But of course, this failed, and he peeked his head under the bed, looking at me with his crazed animal vacant stare, and just said, "Hello, Kate. Finally we meet. I can't wait to get out your insides and watch them spill out of your belly as I watch the life drain from your eyes." I was completely sobbing at this point, believing that I was going to die. But right as he came under the bed trying to get me, I heard the police sirens and my boyfriend screaming outside alongside the police, and he completely just ran up out of there. But he got caught, considering I have no back door and it's just a one-way entrance. They arrested him on the spot, and my boyfriend came in looking for me, yelling, "Kate, Kate, are you in here?" I tell him, "Yes, I'm in here, Sam." He crunches to me and holds me tight as I watch the man get taken to the police car and taken to the county jail. The police takes my statement and I tell them everything that happened as my boyfriend consults me. Sam truly was with me that night when I needed him most. He wasn't always there considering work, but I cared and loved him even with my own heart. It didn't matter. We got married a couple days later, and I'm still trying to get over the trauma of everything. The thought of my life could have ended that night still frightens me even to this day. But one question still remains on my mind, a few in fact. What would have happened if I didn't call Sam? What would have happened if I did open that door that night? But something even to this day still haunts me. Something that I still think about. You see, that little town that I live in always has robbers. Never a real murder. I mean, the only murder that happened was during a home invasion, but that was a robbery. It was an accidental murder from what I heard, and it wasn't intentional. But the thing is with this guy is that he didn't care about money or jewelry or anything. My wallet was sitting on the table in the living room, opened up. He could have taken some money from it or even some stolen credit cards, but he didn't. He passed it up and went directly into the room trying to find me. I began to realize, after the trauma and everything had settled, that he wasn't there for money or any sort of jewelry. It was like he said, he was going to gut me and watch my guts spill out and watch the blood and my life drain from my eyes. If anyone has gone through this same experience, please let me know. And know that you're not alone. There are truly crazy men out there who do absolutely horrible things to you. But not just men in general, just anyone. You never know what could happen. Always make sure you keep your windows locked and your doors locked tight. My husband, now husband Sam, does good work for a living, so we moved out of that neighborhood, but whoever that guy was, let's never meet again.